think it's important for junior players to reach out to coaches in the beginning of their sophomore year. I think without a doubt, kids are starting the process too late, and it's hurting their chances of getting a scholarship and getting a look. I think it's a 3-year deal, and it's pretty much a 3-year interview that you're on starting in the 10th grade. My advice for any junior player is to get on it early, be persistent. You know, you can't write a coach enough. We need to hear from these kids. We don't need to hear from their parents first. Of course, the parents need to be involved. I completely agree with that, but the junior players need to reach out first. And I have a great relationship with the dad, but I haven't met the kid yet, and it's been 8 months. Make a couple calls to the coaches. You can call a coach at any time, you know, at any age. And I think that's important to show a college coach that, hey, I'm super interested in your school. I want you to watch me over the next 3 years. And for a coach to see the character of a young kid from their 10th grade on through their senior year and see, hey, this is somebody that we are really interested in, not just as a tennis player, but as a person, it's so, so important. When I get letters from kids in the 10th grade and I get a couple a year from them where, wow, this kid's really interested, and we start a relationship just from that. And then when I get to know this junior player on a personal level through the 11th grade, through the 12th grade, it goes a long way, where your ranking doesn't really have to be as high as the next kid, but you've established that relationship, you've gotten to know the coach on a personal level, and that takes you a long, long way in the process. When I go to junior tournaments, you know, I'm looking at kids that are willing to take risk. I'm looking at kids that are willing to be aggressive, especially on the big points. It's not about winning or losing so much. A lot of junior players misunderstand that when they play a big national tournament, they lose in the first round, they feel like their chances of getting a scholarship going to college are over. And college coaches, I can tell you personally, and on behalf of all of us, we rarely ever look at the results when we go to these tournaments in terms of winning or losing. We're looking at the style of play, we're looking at potential, we're looking at their attitude on the court, and that's what's most important. If you're going to play 8 feet behind the baseline and you're 30 in the country, you know, I bet you're not going to get as good a look as a kid who's really, that's 75 and willing to move forward and take the ball early and be aggressive. Me personally, I'm not huge on ranking on numbers. There's so many kids that are late bloomers, and it goes way beyond what your ranking is. I think when you go out into tournaments, especially domestically, when the college coaches are traveling and we go to tournaments, we'll see a kid, you know, maybe that's a late bloomer that physically hasn't matured yet, that is 70, 75, but you see him one day playing #1 for your team. I think rankings are overrated, and I don't think it's something that we all should look at as a final answer, and I know I don't. I think a lot of the kids, you know, go to college, and especially the junior players in the US, they've never seen a college match, and they don't really know the level of what they're competing for. So 9th, 10th grade, start going to matches, start seeing what's out there. I think that's crucial. You can't start the end of your junior year going to your first college match and writing a coach. I think a lot of times that's too late. It's their first job interview of their life.